So I want to do a video of my panel and my experience to share some lessons learned. So when I bought my airplane, it had the Aspen, everything else was vacuum driven. You know, I still had the legacy gauges, everything else. I did have a standard intercom, an older version. I had the Garmin 430W. My ADS-B in-out Garmin was already in. And that was basically where everything was at. And so when I first bought it, my plan was to rip everything out and just do a Garmin panel. Obviously, Garmin is very, very strongly recommended by many of people. There's some huge Garmin fans out there. And when I bought the airplane, I just determined, you know what? I'm gonna wait a few before I just start ripping stuff out to go through it. This was about 3 years ago that I did the dual CGR. I was on the fence, maybe as some of you were, whether I go with certified or uncertified. I decided to spend the extra money and get the certified because it was one of those things where if you don't have certified, then you have to keep your legacy instruments, which then just cascades to other problems. So if you don't have the money to get a certified engine monitor, I would say wait. I realize there are people that disagree with me, but I would say first and foremost, do an engine monitor and get a certified one so that all that other stuff can be gone. And then over time, you can start pulling out the vacuum pump and everything else. I love my CGR30. These guys are out of Oregon. The system's awesome. The support is awesome. And I've just been very happy. As I mentioned in my other video, I did do little 3D printed knob extensions that are a little bit bigger. It's just with my fat fingers, I found their stock knob just to be a little bit too small and just not quite as easy to use. Beautiful slide-in replacement. To be confirmed by an A&P, but as I understand it, you can do a slide-in by yourself as a private pilot with a log entry. But if the plane is certified for IFR, it does have to be approved by an A&P. Talk to your A&P, talk to Avidyne or whoever and sort that out. That's my understanding of that side of it. The next thought was that I was thinking about replacing my Aspen. In the end, I kept it. And there's a couple reasons why. One of them is I often fly with my family and they're not, familiar with aviation. And I like that I can touch the screen and it doesn't change anything. I like that I have to be intentional. I have to get the click. I have to press a button, turn a knob. For me, that works because then I can point out things on the screen. And if I touch it, it doesn't end up going into some other page. And I've actually found I really like that vertical configuration. The other thing is, and this is again just a point of reference for me, what I like is I like the separation of systems. So I like that I know that I have my GPS here, and this is only my GPS. GPS mapping, obviously primary radio, but that's here. I love that this is my engine data. I know if I have any questions about engine, about engine performance, fuel, anything associated with the aircraft, that's here. Then I love that my flight control is here. This is, my attitude, airspeed, altitude, everything is right here. So I like having a 1, 2, 3. Obviously, there's a lot of people that like a big, huge sheet of Garmin glass with everything put into one. For me, I've just found that this works well. The autopilot works perfect with my Aspen and with my Avidyne. I have full GPSS, I have heading bug, I can maintain altitude. The two features I don't have of like a 3-axis Garmin, one of them is obviously having that third axis, right? Having that yaw control, not having that. In the almost 4 years I've owned the airplane, there's only been a couple times where I would have liked to have that. I've done a lot of it just manually with the rudders, with the rudder pedals. So that would be nice. The other thing is that I can't set my climb at an airspeed. I can set it at a pitch, but not an airspeed. That would be a nice feature to have. But other than that, I have full coupling, on my heading. I can lock in my altitude, and I've been very happy with that side of it. Because my PS Engineering intercom piece is Bluetooth. I did add in a little Bluetooth, battery powered remote here, which works really nice because then I can play music through my headset. I can answer calls and such, but I have the ability to hang up calls, mute music, adjust volume, everything right here. So when I'm going through the middle of, Eastern Oregon, it's nice and quiet. I'm listening to music, everything's fine. As I start to approach busier airspace, I can just hit the button there to mute the music, pause it, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to touch my phone during flight, which just is a nice feature. This is a relatively new 400-ish hour GA pilot. I really like the Aspen. I live in mountainous terrain, so I have the terrain. I have the the full terrain unlock on it, which is great. I love the AV30C. Look at my channel, you'll see I have another video of that. That thing's just been absolutely great to have with other fringe benefits it has. As I've already said multiple times, EI is an absolutely phenomenal engine monitor. The displays are beautiful. Their customer service is by far the best I've experienced. The Avidyne overall has been solid. There's been some glitches here and there. I've had to send it out twice to have the SD cards replaced, but overall the performance has been solid. And yeah, guys, that's everything on it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful for you. If there's something I can help with, just throw a question down below and I'd love to answer and try and see how I can help you out. All right, well, have a good day.